Y'all, Wizard101 is about to add a bunch of new pets this summer update, and I needed to make a video on this. A ton of these pets give item cards that are super useful in PvP and PvE, and some of these even give new item cards that we've never seen before. I think we're looking at some of the new best pets in the game, and they drop from a bunch of different things in the summer update. So I'm gonna start off with the pets that I'm personally the most excited about. Apparently, every school is getting a new Skella Warrior pet. Now, this is just based on what's in test room right now, but it seems like all of these give an item card blade and a sharpened blade, which I think we could all argue is massively useful. But they give a third item card each, and some of these are item cards we've never seen before. So the balanced one gives a balanced blade, a sharpened blade, and a new universal fuel card, which is, I think, one of the best support tools I've ever seen on a pet. And it looks like if you're a trap school, these Skella Warrior pets give fuel. So if you're a fire, ice, or mint, you're getting a new fuel added on to this pet. And while I think fire fuel is already a spell, I think ice fuel and mint fuel are still very inaccessible for those schools for some reason. So a pet giving an item card fuel, I think that is a big deal. But here's where things get crazy. What you're looking at right now is a new pet that's upcoming called the Eternal Skelly Warrior. This gives a life blade item card, a sharpened blade item card, and a new fuel blade item card for life. Yes, this is a new 1-pip spell that gives 3 25% life blades. I could see this being used in PvP and PvE. In PvE as a unique buff, in PvP to set up a really cool blade gambit while running pip conserve with a life spell that's odd pip. It's really cool. It's only one copy of this. I would do anything for this to be a 2 triple blade copy pet. I think that would be goated. Now it's weird, right now, based on what's currently in test realm, the storm pet looks like this, and the depth pet looks like this. So they both give item card single blades and sharpened blades that are, you know, relevant to the school. For some reason, the depth pet gives a triple storm blade and the storm pet gives a triple life blade, but they didn't seem to continue that for the life pet. I'm gonna assume that this is a glitch, and all of these pets are gonna be massively useful for the school that you're getting them on. Now, all of these, if you notice, do have an exclusive tag on them. What does that mean? That means that wherever these drop, you have to get that pet to drop in order to actually, like, you know, hatch with it and get the body back in the hatchery. From what I can tell, because there are 3 new challenge mode dungeons that are, you know, making their way in the Aquila update, I'm gonna assume that the skeleton pets are gonna drop in Tartarus. Now, I did a run of Tartarus. I did not get a pet, so either these drops are a little bit on the rarer side. Maybe they haven't been added onto test run, but they are guaranteed. Who really knows? But it's definitely a very real reason to run challenge mode because these are super unique buffs. Now, that wasn't the only new set of pets from Aquila for every school, but there's also a non-exclusive pet set, meaning you could just hatch with someone that has this and get the pet body back. So what you're seeing is a new Storm Cyclops pet that I assume is gonna drop in Aquila. Since Tartarus is probably gonna drop the skeleton pets, I'm gonna assume this is either an Atlantia or Mount Olympus drop. But all of these Cyclops pets, there's one for every single school. They give a bubble item card and an aura item card based on the aura that you get from Azteca, along with a sharpened blade. Now, unlike the skeleton pet, I would argue that a bubble and an aura, those are much more useful in PvE because those are like copy limit oriented spells. But yeah, all of these spells are comparable to any bubble pet that you give with an extra item card added on. These are actually on par with some of the exclusive pets that you can get from the battle pass. So this looks like another source of really useful pets that you don't have to PvP for. Let's say if you want to bubble an aura for things outside of PvP. Now, it is weird that the ice and fire bubbles are both 35s and the rest of them aren't. I feel like they should just keep it consistent and give everybody a 35 bubble from this pet. I think it would make it unique. It would also address a weird inconsistency with bubble. And I will also like to note that right now in test realm, the bubble for some reason gets changed to a trap as you level up the pet. So we don't know if this is supposed to be a trap or a sharpened blade pet or a bubble or a sharpened blade pet. I guess we'll see when it hits live realm, but this one's not exclusive. So you don't have to farm for it like you would the Skella Warrior set. And finally, the thing that I was very nervous about, but it looks like they did a pretty decent job with this, the new raid pets. Now, why was I nervous about raid pets? They've done this weird thing in the past where they added exclusive pets to raids. And here's the thing, adding an exclusive pet to a raid, there's nothing necessarily wrong with that. But what they did with like the Deadly Null Dragon and Dark Pact was kind of crazy. It's like if you raided, you have access to Dark Pact. If you don't raid, you basically don't have good access to Dark Pact at all. This is a crazy pet. You have to do a raid in order to get a pet that gives you 3 self-damage hits that give you up to 6 blades in a game. This became a barrier of entry for PvP. I don't mind that the nullity raid had a cool reward, but 4 years later, for people to have to run that to have the best competitive pet in PvP to this day, it is kind of nuts. But the upcoming Lemuria raid, it's not, you know, adding things to your identity for raiding. It's just giving a bunch of useful buffs. So all of these pets give a balanced blade item card, a single blade item card for the school that you're basically trying to get this on, and a triple blade item card as well. So the one that you see right now is what the death spell is gonna look like. These are also really kind of cool because there are other pets that already exist in the game, but they grade them out because the Lemuria raid is based on the heap, which is like a great theme. But if you want a pet that gives you a bunch of unique buffs without even needing a sharpen, these are the new best pets in the game just for having those. I could actually see these being used in PvP and PvE. In PvP, if you're a blade leveraging school, I think a bunch of unique blades, you can't really go wrong with that. I bet you could actually use it pretty well. And I think it's a no-brainer. These are amazing PvE pets, just like the Skella Warrior pets. These are stuff that I think a lot of people are going to want. These are also exclusive, so you're going to have to raid in order to get them. You can't just hatch with someone. So the Cyclops, as far as we know, not exclusive. The other 2 sets of pets that we're talking about, they are exclusive. What y'all might have also noticed with these raid pets is that they come with will casts, and these will casts are very, very cool. Potentially, this is actually the best part about this, because by getting these pets, you get access to some really cool talents. But what a will cast is, it's like not a make cast. You can actually summon a card that your pet will cast for you. And the Myth Pig gives will cast Purge, which is basically amazing if you ever happen to run into a battle where you need to clear weaknesses. The Fire one gives you a will cast Shatter, so basically by using this, you can summon a Shatter into your hand. Keep in mind, you could run 7 cards, always pull them, and run a will cast to be able to pull another card in the situations that you need it, right? It gives your deck a lot of versatility, and there's no RNG like a May cast. You can technically always will cast. That's basically how they work. They're really, really cool. But yeah, there's a combination of Impair, Purge, and Shatter. These are all things that clear weaknesses, blades, and shields. Very useful if you happen to run into an issue and you don't run the TCs, right? I'm sure we've all been in a situation where we're PvEing and someone's like, yo, did someone pack a cleanse? Did someone pack a pierce? These pets essentially come with packing that for free, and these are all like triple clears. Really cool talents. Even if you don't get this pet, I think these talents themselves are worth going for. Overall, y'all, the pets seem to be the least underwhelming drops out of both the Aquila challenge modes and the raids, right? The raids right now, since the level cap isn't increasing, you're not getting anything other than reskinned gear. And the Aquila challenge mode, there's a couple of pieces of gear that, you know, I am gonna go for, but it's not like full sets. I think these pets, I could see myself farming till I get these, so that's pretty cool. Another incentive if you want the extra challenge of running up Aquila with the different rule set. Let me know what y'all think of these pets. What do y'all think of the item cards? What would y'all like to see changed? Because it is test run. They are listening to feedback. And if you weren't gonna raid or run challenge modes before, do these convince you to do it, especially the exclusive pets? Let me know in the comments below. Drop a like if you enjoyed. Leave a sub review. And as always, y'all, if somebody hasn't told you you're awesome today, they doing something wrong. Stay awesome, y'all. See y'all soon. And yeah, y'all.